Hello children, welcome to Tejus Education. We need to work hard to achieve success. In the last video we did read passage 1. In this video we do the second passage as well as the literature passage and grammar questions. Before that, let's go through the general instructions. Sample question paper 2020-2021 English language and literature class 10 rationalized syllabus reduced syllabus. The time allowed is 3 hours and maximum mark is 80. The general instructions. This paper is divided into two parts A and B. All questions are compulsory. You have to attempt all questions. Separate instructions are given with each section and question wherever necessary. Read these instructions very carefully and follow them. When we did the read passage last time, we came to know that we can choose only one option as an answer. If you choose 2, then we will get 0. So you have to read the instructions and answer the question accordingly. The third and the one which is very important, that is the word limit. Please stick to the word limit. It will come with regular practice. If you write and practice word limit, you can easily stick to the word limit within the time given. Let's go to the passage. Read passage given below is a factual passage. The UN's 2017 International Year tells us that sustainable tourism is an important tool for development, most importantly in poor communities and countries. We will underline whichever we feel is important so that if any question comes, we will be able to answer easily and quickly. So here they are talking about sustainable tourism. It is an industry committed to create low impact on environment as well as people living in that local area. It also aims to provide better job opportunity to local people. Today, sustainability, environmental sustainability, social and economic is increasingly recognized as a benchmark for all tourism business. Benchmark level of quality. So tourism business are compared the basis of their sustainability, environmental sustainability, social and economic. As noted by UN World Tourism Organization, 57% of international tourist arrivals will be in emerging economic. They will come to developing countries. The people will travel towards the developing country, emerging economies by 2030. The various tourist terms are defined as follows. A quick run through: ecotourism, ethical tourism, geotourism, poor tourism, responsible tourism. Responsible travel to natural areas that conserve environment socially and economically, sustains the well-being of local people, creates knowledge and understanding through interpretation and education of all involved. So it is responsible travel to a natural area. Ethical tourism in a destination where ethical issues are the key driver. Social injustice, human rights, animal welfare, or the environment. So people will travel to a particular country where they think that there is social injustice happening, they will raise their voice, they will fight for justice there. So different key drivers, it can be social injustice, it can be for human rights or animal welfare or the environment. Geotourism, tourism that sustains or enhances geographical character of a place. Poor tourism, tourism that results in increased net benefit for poor people in a destination. Responsible tourism, tourism that maximizes the benefit to local community. Minimizes negative social economical impact, help people conserve fragile cultures and habitat or species. Sustainable tourism, tourism that lead to management of all resources in such a way that economic, social and aesthetic needs can be fulfilled while maintaining the cultural integrity, essential ecological process, biodiversity, and life support systems. This is the definition. So aesthetic means beauty of that particular place. Everything can be tourism that leads to management of all resources. So just keep in mind if any question comes, we can easily answer. Based on data collected by a survey by Travel Bureau, the following market profile of ecotourist was constructed. So this is a market profile of ecotourist. So we will learn who is an ecotourist. Okay. Age 35 to 50 years old, although age varied with activity and other factors such as cost. So the age range was 35 to 54 year old, and although age varied with activity. So there was each age range, they chose a particular activity, and also they chose activity based on the cost. Gender 50% female and 50% male, although clear difference based on activity were found. So there was equal participation from male and female gender, but there was difference only based on the activity they chose. Activity can be trekking, wildlife, uh, like African safaris. So based on the activity, there was a clear difference. Education. 82% were college graduates, a shift in interest in ecotourism from those who have high level of education to those with less education. So both are ready to travel now, even educated and less educated, indicating an expansion into mainstream markets. So even less educated are coming along with the educated people. Household composition. No major difference were found between general tourists and experienced tourists. So here they are telling us who is an eco-tourist. So there's no major difference were found between a general tourist and experienced tourist. But still we should know who is an experienced tourist. Experienced tourist, tourists that had been on at least one eco-tourism oriented trip. Party composed. A majority, 60% of experienced ecotourism respondents stated that they prefer to travel as couple, with only 15% stating they prefer to travel with their families, 13% preferring to travel alone. Trip duration. The largest group of experienced ecotourists preferred trips lasting 8 to 14 days, 2 weeks maximum. Expenditure. Experienced ecotourists were willing to spend more than the general tourist. So for a wildlife safari, it will be the tickets will be priced high, obviously. So if the people who have experienced once, they are ready to invest more. The general tourist will just go around, he will not prefer to spend so much money when compared to an ecotourist. Important elements of trip. Experienced ecotourist top 3 response were this can come as a question. So just go through wilderness setting, wildlife viewing, hiking and trekking. Wilderness setting means just experience the forest life, is camping. So wilderness, the feel of being inside a forest. Motivation for taking next trip. Experience ecotourist top 2 response were enjoy scenery and nature, new experience and places. Let's start answering the questions. On the basis of your understanding of the passage, attempt any 10 questions from the 12. Each carry 1 mark. If you have decided to attempt all 12, keep in mind that only one option will be chosen as an answer. In the line recognized as the benchmark, the word benchmark does not refer to. Benchmark means a level of quality, set of standard, a basis of something, true, a criterion required, true, the ability to learn something new, no, a standard point of reference, true. So we will go with C. The World Tourism Organization of the UN in an observation said that emerging economies of the world will gain 57% of their annual profit from international tourists. Countries with upcoming economies shall see maximum tourist footfall from all over the world in the next decade. This we read, it is going to happen within 10 years. A large number of international tourists in 2030 will be from developing countries. No, they will be traveling towards developing countries. Barely any tourist in the next decade shall travel from an economically strong nation to a weak one. It is not mentioned. So we go with this countries with upcoming economies. One of the elements that is important to ecotourism on a trip is wild, untouched surroundings, cultural exchange, car and bus rides, fully furnished class. B, C, D is not mentioned. They want to experience the wilderness settings. Choose the option that lists the correct answer. Asha, Matthew, and NRI loves animals, wishes to travel to places that safeguard their rights and inculcate awareness of their rights. What kind of tourist is she? We learned it. She is an ethical tourist. Gurupdeep Singh from UK is an environmental scientist and has always chosen travel to places that are example of a symbiotic relationship between man and nature, coexistence of man and nature. So what type of tourist is he? It has to be geotourism. Tourism that sustains on a geographical character of a place, its environment, heritage, aesthetic, culture, and well-being of its resident. So he is a geotourist. Even if we have doubt, we have already chosen ethical tourist. That means second one has to be geotourist, right? Because he is an ethical tourist. So we go with B. 1 and 2. One is ethical, the other one is geotourist. Fine, children? Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Based on your understanding of the passage, choose the option that lists the inherent qualities of a geotourism. Showcases adventure sports, no. Promotes landscape appreciation, promises luxurious travel, no. Includes being environmentally responsible, yes. Believes in commercializing forests, initiates donation for the unrich, no. So it should be 2 and 4, that is C. In the market profile of an ecotourist, information on the gender indicates that female ecotourists were more than male ecotourists. No, they were equal. Activity preference were varied in females and males. Yes, this was said. The choice of things to do on a trip were quite similar for both genders. No, male ecotourists were frequent travelers. This was not mentioned. So B is the answer. The education aspects in the market profile of the ecotourists reveal that mainstream market trends were popular with undergraduates. They were popular with both graduates and undergraduates. So this is not true. Ecotourists were only those who had basic education. No, mainstream markets were popular tourist destination for educated ecotourists. No, ecotourism was no more limited to small group of highly educated travelers. This is the correct one. According to the survey conducted by Travel Bureau, the total percentage of experienced ecotourists who did not prefer to travel alone. We know that 60% wanted to travel as couple, 15% wanted to travel with family, and 13 want to travel alone. Here they want the total percentage of experienced tourists who did not prefer to travel alone. So it is 60 plus 15. 75. So we go with the answer B. According to the survey, one of the most powerful driving forces leading experienced ecotourism to invest in new trip was setting up workstation in new places, chances to go camping in the wild, competing with other ecotourists as frequent travelers, the opportunity to travel to new places. Yes, this is the correct. Choose the option that lists statement that is not true. Economically backward countries will benefit from sustainable tourism. True. Tourism business currently recognizes sustainability as an important factor. True. Emerging economies will receive negligible international tourists in the near future. False. Or not true. The sustainability factor in tourism is a significant means for development. It's true. So we go with C. Not true. Survey clearly showed that age range of ecotourists remained the same for the choice of tourist attraction to visit, changed with monetary requirements for the trip, fluctuated due to male-female ratio, was constant across various features of trip. We know that it changed based on the activity and also the cost, so it's a monetary requirement. Who isn't an experienced ecotourist? The person who has traveled as an ecotourist once earlier, no. Person who is yet to travel even once as an ecotourist. The person who is a regular ecotourism enthusiast and travel, the person is not regularly traveling on ecotourism trips. So who is here to travel even once as an ecotourist? Isn't. It is B. Now let's read through this question. Read the extracts given below and attempt any one by answering the questions that follow. 5 into 1. So there will be 5 questions. This is literature. So read extract from literature. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. This is from the lesson Madam Rides the Bus by Valli Kannan. Yes. And she was annoyed by his attention. There's nobody here who's a child, haughtily. I have paid my 30 paise like everyone else. The conductor chimed in. Oh, sir, but this is a very grown-up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to city all alone? Valli shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking her tone. Everyone laughed, and gradually Valli too joined in the laughter. So it means that Valli was very confident girl. She was not a shy girl, right? Very interesting lesson. How did Valli feel when the elderly man expressed concern that she was standing? Rather shocked, somewhat happy, fairly displeased, quite impressed. She was displeased, right? So we go with fairly displeased. Choose the option that lists the set of statements that are not true according to the given extract. Valli was traveling without a guardian. It's true. Conductor was bullying Valli. Not true. Valli was nervous in interaction. Not true. Valli was a child passenger. True. Valli followed the elderly man's advice. True. Valli's response to the elderly man's respectful. Not true. It took Valli some time to participate in the jocular conversation. True. Gradually she joined. So it's 2, 3, 6. Option D. Pick the option that correctly classifies fact and opinion of students below. So here a group of students are talking to each other about Valli. I think the conductor shouldn't have allowed Valli to board. I think it's his opinion. I feel that Valli was being irresponsible. It's her opinion. I think it's a girl. She has a ponytail. Let's not forget that Valli was a paying passenger like others. But this is a fact. He is talking about a fact. Oh, come on, she was just out for an adventure, wasn't she? So this is also an opinion. So we have one fact and 3 opinion. So F is 3 and opinion is 1, 2, 4. We have to mention this 1, 2, 4 and this is what they mentioned. So F is the third option. Opinions are 1, 2 and 4. Which word does chimed in not correspond to? Chimed in does not correspond to. What does chimed in means? Chimed in means join or interrupt a conversation by making a remark. So here the chimed in does not correspond to intersected. Okay. So which word does chimed in not correspond? Chimed in does not means intersected. It means cut. Choose the characteristic displayed by the conductor when he addressed Valli and declared that she couldn't be a mere girl. It is indulgence. Then we go to the next paragraph or paragraph. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as kabai. It was single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing shirt and trousers which are shorter than full length ones, longer than half pant. Even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a padder. Choose the answer that lists the correct option about recording of baker's monthly accounts. How was the baker recording his monthly accounts? Did he write it down on a piece of paper? Or he wrote it in his palm? Was it on the wall of the bakery or he memorized? That's what they are trying to say. So we'll go with they used to write on the wall. Olden days. See, and this question is for our visually impaired students. Now we go to the next one. When the writer says baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days, what does he mean by that? Baking isn't as popular in Goa currently. Bakers have chosen to adopt other professions. Baking as a job isn't as gainful as it used to be. Bakers' goods were of a better quality in earlier times. No, from this sentence, we understand that baking as a job isn't as gainful as it used to be. So it is option C. The statement that is true, at least we got one, something got true, positive. The statement that is true about payment collection according to the passage is the baker received payment on daily basis. The baker was paid for his service at the end of the month. Baker insisted that customers paid before month end. Bakers chose to receive payment neatly of month. Obviously, it is end of the month. B. Kabai was a peculiar outfit as it was long frock, a dress like attire, tight fitting apparel, no too curveful, made of unsuitable. These things it's not mentioned. It is like a frock, so we go with a dress like attire. The extract uses phrase invites the comments. Which of the following expression is incorrect with respect to the word invites? Invites trouble? Correct. Invites prayer? No. Invites guess? Yes. Invites application? So it has to be which option is incorrect? We go with 2. B. This is not correct here. Read the extra. Oh, sorry, not this one. We go to the grammar question. Grammar. We have 3 into 1. So each question, each 1, 2, 3, it carries 1 mark. We have a fill in the blank. Each dash carries 1 mark. Choose the correct options to fill in the blanks to complete the note. The Wangala Festival of Meghalaya. The Wangala Dash Festival for the Garo in Meghalaya, Assam and Nagaland. So the Wangala is important, are an important, was the important, is an important, is an important. Option D. It is post-harvest festival being celebrated for marking, celebrated to mark the end of agriculture year, celebrated to marking, being celebrated for mark. No, it is celebrated to mark. It is popularly known as the 100 Drums Festival. During the signature dance, the leading warrior dash with synchronized dance steps and specific hand and head movement leads the youngsters, is lead the youngsters, was leading the youngster, had leads the youngster. This is the correct one. Leads the youngsters. So Pandi, choose the correct option to fill in the blanks to complete Venu's narration 3 into 1. I saw Supandi standing the field when I dashed doing there. So I exclaimed what he was doing there. I told him what he was doing. I asked him what he was doing there. Says obviously when you see someone you will ask them some question, right? He was trying to win a Nobel Prize. So when you ask they will answer or they will reply. He replied that. He stumped me by saying that he dash won Nobel prizes had all been outstanding their field. That he has heard that people who was hearing that people who were, had heard that people who had, did hear that people who had. He had heard that people who had all been outstanding in their fields. Now let's go to fill in the blanks by choosing correct option, any 4 of 6. So 6 questions are there, you have to attempt only 4, mark only 1 answer. You dash consult the thesaurus if you need group of synonyms for those words, so similar words. So you have to consult, sorry, that option is not there. Let us see, you had to, you need to, you used to, you might. So it is not have, it is had to, the first option. I said the wrong one first. So let us do it. If you need, so it should be might. You might consult the thesaurus if you need groups of synonyms for those words. Everybody dash is keen to participate in the upcoming Nukkad Natak. Natak means drama, skits that we do. Gully. Nukkad means street dramas. So everybody this is quite easy, is keen to. The good news is that dash volunteers dropped out this month and the last. So we're comparing, right? So we use fewer. Fewer volunteers dropped out of this month than the last. It was dash historic day. It was dash historic day for the organization when an honor was bestowed upon its employees. So it is A and N. At this time tomorrow, we dash our project details to ma'am. Tomorrow. So are presenting, shall be presenting, have been presenting, will have presenting. Shall be presenting. The Komodo dragon dash follow its prey till it will eventually die due to its venomous bite. So once it bites, it will follow. So only it can eat. So the Komodo dragon will follow its prey till it will eventually die due to its venomous bite. So I think the grammar questions are all done. Analytic paragraphs can be done in the next video. So children, hope the grammar and the passages were easy to understand. Thanks for watching. All the best. Do like and subscribe Tejus Education. Thank you.